If you want your Bratz to go from this to this, keep watching because this video is all about restoring Bratz dolls. Hi TheMoodyBratz, it's Michaela and I am making my YouTube debut. I'm so excited to show you how I restore my Bratz. There is more than one way to do this for sure, but this is just the method that I've been using because one of you sent me a huge box of Bratz. Amber, thank you so much for sending me these. I will put her Instagram for her dolls up on the screen. It's Harlequin Doll 622, and she literally sent me a box of 20 Bratz dolls because they need a lot of TLC and she didn't have the time to put into it, but she knew I would give them the new life that they deserve. So I'm gonna bring them along with me while we clean them, and hopefully you'll feel confident enough to be able to clean up your own Bratz. Pick up a few busted ones and give it a try because it's mostly household items that you'll need. What you'll need is dish soap or hand soap. I like to use Dawn. Conditioner, it doesn't really matter what brand you use. Baking soda and a soft bristled toothbrush, preferably one you haven't used to brush your teeth with. Holding for plain. Combs that you reserve exclusively for use with your dolls. Also nail scissors that you will exclusively use for your dolls. And let's see what else. You'll also need a way to boil water. If you are not an adult, get an adult's help for this because boiling water is hot. Plus a little fabric softener. I think that's everything. Oh yeah, you're also gonna need patience because doing the doll hair can take a while and can be frustrating, but if you just keep brushing from the bottom to the top, eventually you will get their hair brushed and it will look good. So just stay strong. This is the box of Bratz that she sent me. There's 20 in here, but I'm gonna be doing 10 in this video. There's boys in here too, but I will be doing those in another video because I wanna research how to clean the flocking a little more first. So stay tuned for that. We are now in my bathroom because that's where I like to do my restorations. The sink is just like a good way to contain all of the water. I also like to use the bathtub when I'm doing doll laundry, but since most of the dolls in this lot are not clothed, I'm gonna do the doll laundry in a future video, so stay tuned for that. These are the 10 dolls I have chosen for this first restoration video. Here's a group before shot. They look like they need some help. I'm so excited to see this transformation. They're so pretty. Okay, so now let's get into it. Before you start, if you have girls who have interesting hairstyles that you want to try to do again, take tons of pictures of their heads and where the hair ties go and what strands of hair are used, because putting their hair back in the style is probably like the hardest part of this whole process. I don't know if I'm going to put all of them in their original styles, but that is something that you should keep in mind. The first thing you're gonna wanna do before you get them wet is cut the original elastics in their hair if they don't crumble away by themselves. That is what the nail scissors are for. They're sharp, they're little, they can really get in there and get those hair ties without like cutting their hair. Make sure you don't get any of the hairs. Honestly, sometimes the elastics are so old, they'll just crumble when you stick the scissors under them. There's not much to it. There is so much gel in this ponytail, oh my gosh, but it's gonna wash out. All the product is gonna wash out. Oh my gosh, ignore my dry hands. Just pick out those crusty little elastic pieces and then we will do the washing. If your dolls are rooted with a part, you want to be mindful of that. Putting the part back in is not impossible, but it is difficult. So we're going to try to reserve all the girls' parts that have them. You also want to undo any hairstyles while their hair is dry because it's a lot harder to work with when it's wet. So right now I'm like, she has some little ponytails that are wrapped around each other. I'm just trying to unwrap them before I get the hair wet. You especially want to make sure you do this with the braids. Like literally, some of the elastics are so old, I literally just broke this with my fingernails. I didn't even need the nail scissors. The braids are especially tough to get out when the hair is wet. But braiding is like a relatively easy skill to be able to put the style back in. I'm honestly nervous. I don't know if I'll be able to redo her hair, but like, she's gonna look good either way, whether I get the hair redone or not. I'm not the best at doll hair. I'm like okay at it. I'll do a video that's like 5 great hairstyles for Bratz that are easy in the future once I learn them. So stay tuned for that. Literally just crumbling away the elastics as I take out this hairstyle. But some of them honestly have lasted. Like I've restored some that like parts of their hairstyle was still good, so I left it in. Maybe I should have left hers in. No, it's better that I take it out. See, again, the elastic is just crumbling away. I believe this is Birthday Yasmin from like the Birthday line. I think I have the Jade from that line too. She just has a haircut, so she'll be redone in another video, but I'm going to attempt to identify all of these 10 ladies. Some of them I know, some of them I am not sure, so y'all might have to help me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure this is the first edition Chloe. Like, she has the face, right? I think. Their hair is gonna clean up really nice. Like, none of them have super bad hair. I think one or two of them might have a haircut, but like, that ain't no thing. I'm thinking, like, if they have a haircut, I kind of want to do, like, a whole, like, revamp of the character. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty, huh? She's really pretty. I'm not sure which one she is. I think I'll do some research once they are drying, because this is, like, a multi-day process, honestly, y'all. Because you've got to wash them, and then you have to wait for their hair to dry to dress them. I've heard it's better to do their hairstyles when their hair is wet. So I might try that. I don't know. I'm still learning the best way to do hair. So y'all, we might be learning together a little bit, but this one, she's giving like icy princess, like the Snow Queen has returned from the North Pole. Now here they are all in the sink because I'm going to wash them. I like to scrub their bodies with Dawn dish soap, but you could use other dish soap, or even I've used hand soap before. It's not super important what kind of soap you use, but I like Dawn because I feel like it just actually goes further. So, oh my gosh, I've never cleaned this many at once before. I'm pouring some on there. That's probably like way more than I even need, honestly. But I'm gonna use warm water because it feels nice. Honestly, it's not super important, the temperature for washing the bodies. We're gonna mess with the hair later, so we will deal with specific temperature later. I like to use my hands to do this part. I just give them a good rub down with the soap, you know, in the joints, and then also the face. We're gonna do the hair separately, so don't worry about the hair right now. Give them a nice rub down. So pretty simple. I'm gonna do the rest of them, and then we'll move on to the... This honestly does take a long time, so I would suggest putting on a good podcast or YouTube video in the background while you're doing this, because when you're working with this many dolls, oh my gosh, I did not realize how long it was gonna take, which is why this is gonna be a series, and next week we will do the hair. The next step gets them extra clean. I am using baking soda and a soft bristle toothbrush. This was a brand new toothbrush that I use only for Bratz, so it's like just for them. Combining the baking soda with water, it makes like a paste. Let me show you. This looks crusty, but honestly, it's literally just dried baking soda. I have this little dish that I just keep using for Bratz, so I don't bother cleaning it out because all I put in here is the baking soda. The way it works is with the wet toothbrush, you dip it in the baking soda and it creates like a paste. So like, this is powder now, but let me get the toothbrush wet. You dip it in there and you can see how it like kind of clumps on there. It's like a paste, and so we use this to scrub the girls down, really give them a deep clean. Let's start with the Birthday Yasmin girl, because these pink spots on her hip, I'm pretty sure the baking soda is gonna take away. It might take some scrubbing, but I'm pretty sure it will. Like, that's the thing, that's why I say you have to just have some patience when you're doing this, because it might take a while. But if you just keep hitting it and then get a little bit more water, get a little bit more baking soda. It's a little messy, so we're just gonna keep hitting it. Keep on scrubbing it. Like, they're getting lighter. It can take several minutes, honestly, but it's worth it. If you do it, you can get a lot of stuff off. I can already see it's looking a lot better. I'll scrub it some more and then I'll come back and show you. This is after a few minutes of scrubbing. You can really hardly see the marks. So now I'm gonna scrub down the rest of her body and her face, do all the girls, and then we will move on to the hair. This is another time-consuming part of the process because you really want to make sure you get in there all over the face, all over the body, in like the little joints. And if you have marks on the skin, like I'm telling you, just keep scrubbing it with the baking soda. You can see here, this leg, I am scrubbing it a lot, but at the end, the mark is gone. And especially this works well for marks on faces. You can use your fingernails too to scratch it a little bit. Okay, at this point, I'm about 15 minutes into scrubbing and I've been running the water and I realized like this is gonna waste a lot of water if I keep running it. So I have now brought in a little dish that I'm gonna fill with water so I can just put the toothbrush and the water in here, baking soda, scrub. Yeah, so okay, back to going through all of the dolls. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. I use the same technique when I'm cleaning the shoes or various accessories that I get for them as well, because the stuff we're getting for our dolls when you're shopping secondhand dolls like this is dirty, and they are dirty because they've been loved and played with. But when you take these steps, then they are fresh and clean. Like you could go ahead and chew on them if you wanted to. Like that's how clean I want my Bratz to do. This is a little extra going in with the baking soda. You don't necessarily have to do this for them to be clean, but this just gives them an extra level of clean. I learned this technique from As Does Makeup. I did not originate this, but I love doing it. And you can see these ones, I'm going through them super quick. Nevra has a little bit of a mark on her face. I'm just scrubbing it, scrubbing it, scrubbing it. This took several minutes, but at the end, her face looks so beautiful. Next week on Wednesday, the video on how to wash up the hair is coming out. It's going to be about washing the hair, conditioning it, how to do the boil wash. And after that, we will start getting into how I restyle my dolls and what my techniques and what my thinking is with that. Because restyling is one of the most fun parts about having these dolls. If you have one whose face you're not a super fan of, restyle her. Put on some glasses. You might like her a lot more like that, and we will definitely be getting into it. If you're looking to get some vintage Bratz or secondhand Bratz to add to your personal collection, I would suggest looking on Mercari and eBay or Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. Sometimes you can get really lucky locally and find a really good deal or find a total grail. And voila, your dolls are clean. Except for the hair, right, but we're gonna get into that next week, and then after that we'll get into restyling. I also have a tutorial on how to make bunk beds coming up. You don't want to miss out on any of that, so make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. New videos are coming out every Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. If you can't wait until then though, I am on TikTok and Instagram. It's the same name there. I post new videos almost every day and new stories every day. If you want to support the show, there is a link below to donate, and the links to the other socials are down below as well, and the link to the website. I just got the domain. It is TheMoodyBratz.com. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and comment what other stuff you want to see and what other videos you want to see on this page. All right, Moody Brats, see you next time.